Hi. Okay, so today I want to talk about victimhood and what it means to be a victim and to identify with the victimhood mentality, which is what most people with chronic illness, like it or not, identify with. They identify with being a victim. They almost relish in being a victim. And it's not to say that they want to be a victim, because they don't, but they identify and almost need the story of victimhood. So I've written down a bunch of notes. I've just typed them down here on my computer, so I'm going to be referring to it. Okay, so the first thing I wrote down is, what happened? What happened that is making you lose power in your life today? So this is a very important question, and all these thoughts were dawned on me when I was taking a walk one day. So I stopped and I just texted these little thoughts to myself. So I don't normally make a video this way, I just talk, but today I have these thoughts, so I want to refer to them. So what happened that is making you lose power in your life today? So that is a very important question. If you get a piece of paper out, or if you just take a moment to think about it, what happened? What is the story? What happened? Who is the person? What is the experience? What was the situation? Who are the people? How did it make you feel, right? And it might not just be one situation or experience. It might be several. It might be a bunch. It might be little things every day that, are causing you to lose power in your life. So just think about that for a minute. It's very important that we think about that question. So here it is in another way. When did you lose power to something or someone in your past? Okay, so when did you lose power? Your personal power that is your identity, that is your true identity, that is your soul, that is you. When did you lose some of that power to either something or someone, some experience, some person, something in your past? Okay, so we have to identify that. So when we want to shift our identity to anything, we first have to identify where we're losing power, because power really getting our identity shifting is going from somebody who is powerless to powerful. Somebody who doesn't understand their full power, who's weak, to someone who's strong, to someone who's sick, to someone who's healthy. It's all about power, your personal power, how you feel about the person that you are. I'm not saying powerful, strong, in the sense that you have a lot of muscles or that you can endure a lot of things. I mean your personal strength of your soul, the power of your heart, your life, your love, the person that you feel you are, your identity at the very essence of you. When did you lose part of that? Who did you lose part of that to? And when do you lose power to something in your life or someone in your life now? So there might have been a few big events where we lost power to something or someone. We lost part of our personal identity to this. And then there might be a whole bunch of other not so significant, but ways that we now lose power every day in our life. To someone or to something. Do you lose power to a person? Is there a relationship in your life that you lose power to? Is there even a certain diet or supplements that you're taking or a protocol that you're doing? Is there something going on in your life that you're losing power to, your personal power? Okay. So I've also written down here, I'm going to read this. I don't even remember writing it down because it was 2 days ago when I did this. I'm going to read it to refresh my memory, and then I want to talk about it. I said, stop holding on to your hurts, your wounds, and as excuses. Stop holding on to the parts of your past, your stories, as excuses to gain power and to relate to other people, to manipulate them. So that's a big one. Forgiveness is not about giving the other person a pass. It's not even about accepting what happened. And it's not even about internalizing and figuring out and coming to terms with something so you can let it go. It's about deciding to take back your power, right? Take back your power. It's going from that open wound of your story and deciding to close it and then walking away from it. It's basically about putting your power somewhere else and stopping telling that story, but like forever, like not doing it anymore. So do you use this wound, this hurt, this story, this thing that happened to you, this terrible thing that should not have happened to you, as a way to be a victim? And does that victimhood get you things that you don't even want or you don't even think you want, but it is a way that you relate to the world? So you gain power over people, because when you use this story, you say, not today, I'm having symptoms. I don't feel like that. I'm sad because of this. I have this story in the past, this wound, this hurt, this pain in the past, and this is reminding me of it. I can't have this conversation now because I'm triggered. I feel symptoms. I feel hurt. I feel abandoned. I feel left out. I feel all these things, and therefore here's this terrible thing that happened to me. Hear me, and these are all the excuses and all the reasons why now I can't live a normal life. I can't have a job. I can't communicate properly. I can't have this talk with you right now. I can't be the best parent I can be. I can't be the best version of myself that I want to be. I can't be the true essence of who I am because of this thing that happened in the past. So whether we want to be manipulating people with that thing in the past, we sort of are, unconsciously in a way. It's like when you have a cut on your wrist, and if every day you pick at the scab, if every day you open it up, if every day you pick at it, if every day you think about it, if every day you look at it, if every day you rub it, if every day you massage it, if every day you put tons of creams on it, and then you pick them off, and then you try to put more healing creams on, and then you pick it off, right? This is what's happening. It's like a story, it's like a wound, it's like something that hasn't healed, and we try to heal it with all these protocols, and maybe we put it out in the sun, or we put aloe on it, or we do these things, we try all these things, and then we think about it, we're riveted by this arm, when's it gonna heal, when's it gonna heal, then we pick at it, let me dig deeper on this is itchy, I need to heal it, maybe if I pick this part of it, it will smooth out, right? We bug at it. So it's like the story of our past. We have an open wound, but we don't let it heal. We don't want to walk away from it. We don't want to say goodbye to it. We want to continue to heal it, think about it, soothe it, talk to it, pick it, show it to people. When we have a wound like this and we just leave it alone, we let nature do what it's gonna do. We don't put any healing creams on it. We don't talk about it. We don't think about it. We don't look at it. When it gets itchy, we don't pick it. We don't try to smooth it out ourselves. We don't try to bother it. But if we just leave it alone, cover it up, leave it alone, and say, it's over, it happened, it'll heal, I don't need to think about it anymore. If we tell ourselves, I don't need to think about that anymore, then you can let it go. And what happens is a scab comes. Eventually the scab falls off. Eventually you have a scar. And maybe you have maybe it heals right over and you never see or notice it again. Maybe you have a slight discoloring. Maybe you have a little raised bump. But you don't ever need to put anything healing on it again, any healing creams, and you don't need to pick at it anymore. It's over. What happened if you had that scar and it healed over and you suddenly started picking at the little mark that was there? And you could eventually make that whole cut come back, but you don't, because you realize that it's scarred over. It's finished. We don't need to look at it anymore. It's not a part of us anymore. It's over, and we don't need to try to heal it anymore. And we can let our focus go. So that's like our story. It's like when we continue to look at these stories, think about these stories, try to heal these stories, dig for to understand these stories, talk about them in complex ways with all these stories. We are being the victim. We're being the victim. We're manipulating people. We're holding on to it in our life. And we're losing our power to this wound, to this cut, to this pain, to this past story. We're losing our power to it. Because all that attention, if we suddenly stopped putting creams on it, stopped picking at it, stopped thinking about it, stopped visualizing it to heal, stopped putting all our effort into healing this cut and then opening it and then healing it and then opening it, if we just left it alone and said, I witness it, I see it, I hear it, I feel it, I understand it, enough now. And we just walked away from it, it would heal, just like our stories. It would heal over in time, and what would be left is a scar. Just a reminder that it was once there, and maybe if we're lucky, this scar would fade away, and it would be the same color as our arm and our skin, and it would look no different, totally smooth, perfect coloring, no bumps, right? But even if the scar is there, it's not alive anymore. It's covered, and we choose to let it go and move on with our past. And that is like what we need to do with these stories, right? Because when we're thinking about this wound, when we're trying to heal it, when we're doing everything that we can for this, all of our attention, all of our energy, all of our focus, and our power goes over here. When we stop and we take our power back, we now have full power inside us that we can live the life that we want to live with. We can look over here. We can do something else with our arm. We can play badminton. We can, swing a baseball or a golf club. We can cook dinner. We can hug people. We can interact with the world without this here. Now we have all this personal power back, and we can use it again for something new that needs our attention, something new that needs our focus. So victimhood. Victimhood is a choice to feel like a victim. And I know you don't want to hear this. Nobody wants to hear this. I don't want to hear this. I'm sure you don't want to hear this, because you feel like you've been betrayed, you've been hurt, something has happened that it shouldn't, and it was against, it was wrong. So yes, that is all true. But after a period of time of thinking about it, looking at it, crying over it, talking about it, it's time to say enough now. It's time to say, I'm going to take back my power. I'm going to not be the victim. And the only way that you can not be a victim anymore, not live in the story of victimization, of victimhood, is to claim your personal power. And the only way that you have energy to take part of your power back, to even grasp little bits of your power, to start to put your power back together, is to not send your power over here anymore. Because when we send our power, no matter, if say we're thinking about it 24/7, we're healing it, we're doing everything that we can, we're losing power to this. It's not that we're losing power, we have a lot of power, but it's over here, right? And we want our power here to be able to live over here. And so I have more to say about victimhood, but I think I'm going to end this video here. It's just a matter of understanding when you lost power, when you lost your personal power to something or someone in the past, and what happened, and what's making you now continue to lose power in your life today. Is it this story, or is it something new? Is it whatever happened in this story is holding part of your power, and so you're not able to fully participate in your life over here because it drains you. It drains your energy. Victimization drains your energy. It takes energy to be a victim. It takes a lot of energy to think about those stories, to cry about those stories, to try to fix those stories, to talk about those stories. It takes a lot of energy that you need to truly be able to heal, to truly be able to live the life that you want over here. It's sucking your energy. It's draining your energy because your power is in the wrong spot. Your power's in the past and you need to pull it back. You need to claim it back so that you have more energy in your life. So I'm going to end this video here. I just want to let you know to start to think about victimhood in a different way and your part in the keeping this victim story alive.